I think it was really clear that I was focused on the fact that we do not have the facts to justify voting yes on a bill that hands over this money to Jersey City. We don't know the amount of the loan. We don't know the repayment schedule. We don't know what it's being used for. We don't have all the facts. And I think it's really irresponsible for us to do it, especially since we're giving money to a city that has demonstrated itself to be fiscally irresponsible year after year after year. I mean, it's amazing. You look at the corrective action plan that the mayor, who was then a council member, voted yes on. They say the same thing year after year after year. You know, these corrective action plans say, this one was, you have people who can sign checks for Jersey City who are no longer employed there. You have to fix it. That was in the corrective action plan in 2020. And it says there's a date certain it should be fixed. It continues up to their last corrective action plan, year after year after year. So it makes me, I stand up and make this argument, like, I think we should rethink what we're doing, because the city has not demonstrated a willingness to be fiscally responsible. The current mayor is talking a good game. I hope they're gonna really turn it around. I really do. I want Jersey City to be as productive and doing well, but I don't see evidence of it. And I do think it's a slap in the face, not only to taxpayers, but to the members of this budget committee who sat through meetings and meetings and meetings and not being able to ask that question because this was thrown on the agenda at the last minute. And it goes back to the issue of transparency. That word is thrown around from every school board candidate all the way up to the governor. They talk about transparency. Every candidate talks about transparency. There was nothing transparent about this allocation. Nothing. And we're still going to vote yes on it, despite the fact it's taking money from all of us to fund one single town. So their property taxes don't go up so badly. And Assemblywoman Fantasia is correct. We really aren't looking at the facts of how much is it really affecting us. Like when you put it's not apples to apples, because other people's property taxes are going up just as much for probably less. The final thing is, we're talking about, and I know Assemblyman Knitcher said this, but we have bills that would help solve these problems. We have a bill, A 1189, that would deal with the school funding
formula. If I could just curve you back onto this bill.
Well, this bill would help fund that, is my point. And again, it goes back to priorities. This bill is not fixing the funding formula. That's a priority in the state. I heard it through many committee meetings where everyone says, well, I hope we can do it. We hope we can do it. Maybe we'll do it. Why aren't we doing it? That should have been a priority. It's like, look, we're not going to look at any other type of budget ad until we fix the funding formula. Why isn't that a priority here? I've been saying it since I sat in the back, Mr. Speaker. It's one of the first things I stood up on. We talked about, giving $45 million to electric school buses. I said, what are we doing? Doesn't our schools need money? And we keep kicking the can down the road. And I'm afraid this $135 million, $30 million, buyout, like, quite honestly, a lot of you all have been on, I was on a school board, a lot of you are all on county boards or municipalities. How are they going to come up with the $130 million in their budget next year? What's the plan for them? That's a good question that should be asked of DCA and the mayor. And I think, and everyone else could talk about it, talk over me as I'm talking about it, but these are questions that are being asked at the local level, at the county level. They are held to a different standard. Why aren't we holding ourselves to the same standard? We're not as transparent. We're not given the level of scrutiny we should be given to something like this. And I really think this bill should be held and we should not be voting on it or vote no and tell Jersey City to get your house in order and we'll look at it then. There's no guarantee, there's been no representation made to this legislature that they are going to change what they're doing. They're going to continue down this road. I'm sorry that they're in that spot, but they put themselves in this spot. And I don't know, the DCA should have been overlooking their budgets and let them put themselves in this spot. So, Mr. Speaker, this should be an easy no. Represent your districts and vote no to this bill.